What's the use of sharing meter with dark blackouts?
So that means the initiative we're creating now should not be what we should look at,
No, it's part of it. So look at it now. Our petrol and diesel is depending on the moods of 2 or 3 people in the world now.
Okay, Donald Trump.
I don't mention names. You know me, I don't like mentioning names on show. I let you fill in the gaps. So their moods today can just say, oh no, you insulted me. Fire them! I just fire them like that, and you see price of petrol and diesel going up again.
Okay.
Technically, most of the automobile manufacturers in Nigeria, as we speak, most of them, if not at least 80% of them, already have the electric mobility pipeline. They all have something. They are doing something in the line of, because you can't deafen yourself that, you can't just keep your head under this, bury your head on that sand and say this is not happening. Electric mobility is it. But how fast it would spread is what people are trying to understand. So, okay, is this worth the gambling?
We have finally, or should I say, as always, we always bring you something interesting, but today it's a 2-man Mopos game, myself and the usual suspect, who amazingly, in the course of the week, he did something that everybody was shocked. I never expected it. I'm very sure other people too, never expected it. But Lanre, decided to board a public transport. The last time I spoke to him, he said it's been 19 years since he entered a public transport. I'm sure the last time he did was during the time of Molue, all those old coastal buses then. But this time around, he decided to try it. And instead of him to enter as a normal passenger, he wanted to show us eco-friendly, electricity. The driver using 2 wires to start the bus and always turning off the bus every time the bus comes to a complete stop, maybe at traffic or maybe trying to drop a passenger. And I was wondering why. That's the problem. When you have a car, try as much as possible to the enter bus so you go to see things.
You will learn.
Yes, you will learn. I've been in the bus where the driver say, bante brake, mofeja. He said I should help him hold the brake that he wants to fight. It's not once, it's not twice, several times. So Lanre has had his own fair share of the cake of Lagos. We thank God for that. So he decided to park his car, series of cars that he has, series of bikes that he has, and enter public transport. It was so weird actually when I saw the picture that it's just like you seeing, maybe the MD of Mainland FM inside bus, or just seeing a forward inside bus. It's weird actually, but it's one of those things. Lanre, it's good to have you in the studio this afternoon. What a way to actually start, the program this afternoon. Having somebody of this teen and caliber inside bus. If people know what I'm talking about, don't worry. If you want to know, visit number 12 Ajisa Surface Street in Ikeja GRA. And once you get there, just ask them you're looking for Revo Cube Energies. When you enter there, you know what I'm saying. Don't worry, you understand. Just get enter and see for yourself. Lanre, it's good to have you in the studio this afternoon.
Yes.
Today we brought something very juicy.
Yeah.
Something very interesting. I was actually amazed when I saw it. So for those of you wondering what we're talking about today, the federal government of Nigeria has launched a power force, which is an initiative to train 5,000 young Nigerians, not 1,000, not 2,000, but 5,000 Nigerians, in smart meter installation. And that will be done through the, Presidential Metering Initiative, which is the PMI. And on the surface, many of you might be saying, this looks like a youth empowerment, program. But I believe it could be much more than that. Yes. Now, Nigeria's electricity sector has long struggled with a shortage of meters, estimated billing, revenue losses, electricity theft, and lack of skilled technical manpower. It successfully has implemented, the initiative could influence not only empowerment, but also the efficiency and sustainability of the entire industry. Now, Lanre, we'll be looking at, is this more than a youth empowerment program? We'll also understand what this means for the power industry. Is this going to be a boost or a lower? No, hold on. You still get it like that. Is it going to build the workforce of the future? Are we now going to have less unemployed youths, and more youths that are being employed? Yes, exactly. Are we looking at opportunities, beyond metering? What the success will actually look like. So I have Lanre in the studio, who is the MD CEO of Revo Cubes Limited, and we'll be looking at this topic today because to many people it's a huge achievement. Yes. To some others, it's just a short thing, a short program. By the time, many of them might not even finish the course. Mm-hmm. Many of them might finish and they'll end up doing another thing. Mm-hmm. Many of them might finish and end up helping one Baba Ibeji to connect 2 wires so that you can have extra lights that it is not supposed to have. Many of them might even finish and still not understand what metering is and how to even install a proper meter in the house. So, Larry, let's start from the beginning. This initiative now, what's the importance to the power? What's important to the power industry?
All right. I've said it back to back on the show, right? And I've mentioned the importance of metering. We've complained about metering shortage, how it's affecting the discos and all those things, right? Now, pushing it a notch further, apart from the fact that there's metering shortage, sometimes even when you join the queue and still found a way to pay for your meter, we see situations where you are still waiting for installation 1 month, 2 months, 3 months because there's shortage of manpower. They have routines and several meters to install. And we can't be gunning for millions of meters to be installed and still try to depend on the current infrastructure in terms of manpower to install them. So it's a brilliant initiative, right? But there are questions. And on a lighter note, because I like taking things easy, softer.
Yes, that's why you took boss.
So look at it now. Our petrol and diesel is depending on the moods of 2 or 3 people in the world now.
Okay, Donald Trump.
I don't mention names. You know me, I don't like mentioning names on show. I let you fill in the gaps.
No, that's the thing. You always throw me under the bus. But you stylishly mentioned their name because you said 3 people. So what are the 3 people?
I said 2 or 3 people, right?
Okay, go ahead.
And so their moods today can just say, oh no, you insulted me. Fire them! I just fire them like that, and you see price of petrol and diesel going up again.
Okay.
And this is part of what I tell people, that when you are trying to source for alternative energy, part of the investment you are making is not just for the cost of power. It's because of this cost of some nuances that you can't control. Yes, the only mood you need to control is the mood of the weather, when sun starts to show or not show. But when your energy is dependent on fossil fuel, there are a whole lot of moving parts that can make things change. If some organ now says that because of the power the organ has now, says that okay, it's refinery say if you don't buy for this price, I know they sell again. If you know what I know, and imagine what impact that would happen to the oil and gas industry.
Okay.
So renewable energy is like a sort of immunization from this kind of fluctuations, availability. Today is available, tomorrow is scarce, price is up, today is down. You're able to plan properly when you have some sort of renewable or sustainable energy. Now, coming back to our training, initiatives like this come, and they're usually beautiful on paper, right? But when rubber hits the road, we start asking some questions, start seeing some holes in the initiative. I'm never really like, okay, anti-government or pro-government. I usually keep my mind logical and just be practical in my approach to things. It will work in terms of installation, right? The install meters. And I asked Sheyi when we were discussing the topic earlier that, okay, after they are done installing meters, what next? At least are they installing 1 billion meters? There's a number of meters now. Let's even say they're installing 100 million meters, 5,000 persons, plus those who are already installing these metering systems. Is there any other way to engage them? Is the government also creating pool for, in quotes, electrical engineers that can also come to other industries? Like, okay, because they've been trained, you can't install meter without knowing life and neutral earthing system and all those basic things, right? So will that also create that kind of avenue where we now have people that can now become employable in electrical companies, like our own kind of company, like other sources of energy, other businesses, even generator companies? So those are the questions on my mind. It's not all doom or gloom, but there are just questions all around it here.
Okay, well, according to a report that we have here, it says that the chairman of the Nigerian Governors Forum described the Power Force as a federation in an initiative that tied opportunity, directly to the national impact. And he says that successful trainees will be connected to deployment opportunities with distribution.
Opportunities, not guaranteed.
He said they will be connected to deployment opportunities. That means they will be spread across the 36 states, different regions, and they might be able to connect them to several opportunities with the distribution companies, meter providers, and other industries out there. So, to me, if you ask me, I'm wondering what is the future like? Now, training 5,000 youths on this metering, to me, I see that's something too much.
5,000.
Yes,
I don't think 5,000.
There's a message here, and this one says anonymous. It says, "Good afternoon, guys in the studio. I just heard what you read. I have seen it in the papers, and I am shocked because at the end of the day, now they will tell you 5,000, but now only 10 people go see for the industry."
Or we trade them with 10 billion naira, but that's not even the part. But part of what I'm saying now is that I think it's getting some flesh now. So this conversion could have sprung up from some situations. So, for example, let's say government said, "Oh, I need you guys to roll out 10 million meters," for example, and they funded it and they've gotten loans for these meters to roll them out, and the pace of deployment is still low. And government, I'm just painting a picture. I'm not saying this will happen, though. Disclaimer: government could have approached these companies that got this contract. Okay, why is this thing taking so long? And say, "Oh, we don't have enough installers." Okay, we will solve the problem. That could have been another approach to it. But the only concern a lot of people have, Nigerians have, is transparency. How will these 5,000 persons be selected? Will there be some sort of metrics for, is it a quota system? Is it that, okay, they will have some predefined knowledge? What kind of expertise, what kind of level of education should they have before they come? Is it SS3? Is it WAEC? Is it first OND, HND, BSc? What kind of? So those are the things that we'll wait to see. Definitely, maybe to keep fleshing out, and we hope for the best. Okay,
so looking at this training of 5,000, young adults, or should I say young people out there, which is an initiative from the federal government, how would this boost the electric value chain?
Okay, so we've said this, how everything just stays interconnected, right? The provision of the meters can't jump on the wall themselves
at all.
Discos cannot start sending meters to, okay, I can't go there and say I want to buy a meter and they give me meter, go and install yourself. They have to monitor the entire process. They have to make sure that it meets the standards and safety requirements, right? So they need these people, they need the manpower to install them. And part of the reasons why discos are having losses is energy thefts, estimated billing, and that thing is even into it's two sides. Sometimes discos enjoy the unavailable metric because they can give an estimated bill, and sometimes too, it's a loss to them when they have situations where there's energy theft because some parts are not metered properly or there's no available meter, so people it's a tricky one. But most times, I think in recent times, a lot of people have convinced me that it's almost like it pays discos more. But they claim that they are having losses because they can't measure the amount of energy they're selling accurately. So it's a welcome innovation, it's a welcome initiative. But my own take is that how effective will it be? Will it just be another? If you have taken some of these trainings, like they're just some scratch on the top and just say, "Oh, just for formality."
So there's a deeper knowledge, or there's a deeper
so we don't know how deep it will be. We don't know how deep it will be. Will they be trained on? So there's a whole lot of STS standards and all those things. So we don't know how deep it will be, how useful these persons will be, but let's just keep our fingers crossed and hope for the best.
Okay, so while you were talking, another message came. I think it's from the same person because it still said anonymous here. He says, so this training now and this training now, will it reduce our billing or will it help us reduce the lights?
It might not reduce it, it might even increase because there can be budgets for training and it might be maybe 300 billion.
Okay, so with this anonymous guy now, okay, let's now open the phone line. So let's take reactions from listeners out there. The federal government has put out an initiative, to train 5,000 young youths out there.
And this might be phase 1, you don't know, maybe phase 2 will come, phase 3 will come.
So then we're expecting lots of faces.
I'm not government. I'm just saying we don't know if there can be some other faces. Maybe this just like, let's try with 5,000 persons first. Let's see how it impacts the market. Maybe before now, the timeline for closing a meter installation was maybe 3 weeks or 1 month. Can we start installing meters in 2 days, in 48 hours, in 24 hours? So let's see how it goes.
So as it is now, there are still people out there who still don't have meters.
Some people have paid for meter 3 months. They've not gotten meters.
Okay, so I've
not gotten a meter recently, so I can't. But the last time I knew the battles.
You've not gotten a meter
recently. I've not bought any.
Okay, I thought you said you've not gotten. I wanted to ask, what are you doing with it? Anyway, so let's take your reactions. The federal government has launched a Power Force initiative to train 5,000 young Nigerians in smart meter installation. Now, if you're wondering what this smart meter installation is, you know that thing that is actually on your neighbor's wall, or at the back of your neighbor's house, or at the back of your house,
the pole sometimes.
Or on the pole sometimes, and it's always bleeping, or it's always blinking red when you don't pay,
have money,
or when there's no money inside. It's always making this beeping sound. That is the meter. So now the federal government has put out a training program, or a training initiative for 5,000 young Nigerians, on installation, and of course to increase manpower on delivery, and of course a supply of meter. So let's take your reactions now.
So will you apply? I would want to know how many people really want to apply for it.
I would actually like. Are they going to be up to 5,000, or are they going to be less, or are they going to be more?
Are they pre-selected? You don't even know. Maybe the 5,000 persons have been pre-selected somewhere. Maybe there's a list somewhere. We don't. So I think there's still a lot of things that I've not even read the story in details, but maybe there's still some moving parts that they're figuring out. Yeah.
All right, 0913 600 410 0913 600 410. Now the federal government says this will actually help the Nigerian electric sector, who has long struggled with a shortage of meter, estimated billing revenue losses, electricity theft, and lack of skilled technical manpower. So do you agree with what the federal government has put out there, saying that this training of 5,000 young Nigerians, on meter installation, and delivery of meter to several Nigerians, do you agree with them saying that it will help reduce, estimated billing, revenue losses, electricity theft, and lack of should I say NEPA official or electricity official out there? So what is your take? We've had 2 messages already from Anonymous, asking a very direct question. That the second one he said, which I can remember, is that they are saying 5,000 now. Tomorrow we'll see 10 people outside, or 20. So what is your own take on this particular initiative? 0913 600 410 0913 600 410. Larry.
All right, so there's another angle to it, right? Do you know that it's not only discos that use these meters?
Okay.
So, for example, in Rebel Crew Energies, we have some projects where we deploy power as a service. And we also deploy prepaid meters. They look exactly like regular disco meters, right? And there's some level of technicality also required to install these meters. So, the fact that somebody is trained on how to install it for, in quotes, a disco, doesn't mean that they won't also understand how to install it for private entities. And one of the major challenges we are facing in our own industry now is lack of manpower. That is very sincerely. If 200, okay, don't let me go too far. If 50 electricians walk into an energy business now, even if it's Rebel, there's always a need for that technical competence, because projects are increasing. There's need for manpower. You are deploying like a 1 megawatt system. It's not something that you just send 5 or 10 persons to go and install. You need time, you need speed. So manpower and skill, that skill gap is still there in terms of our industry. So if this is at least 5,000 persons trained on some basic, even just this metering thing, yes, good. It's easier to now take up that commercial and train them further on some other skill sets. So
when you say some other skill sets like should we say solar panel installation?
It could be that. It could
maintenance
even be energy management,
electric vehicles.
Yes, beautiful. It can be energy management. It can even be things like power distribution. A whole lot. It's a very wide array, right? And so maybe that can even be the foundation for several other businesses to pick up. Okay, yes, there's a pool of workforce out there to
okay, get. So while we're still expecting your call, there's a message here, but I'll read it after this other interesting news I actually saw during the course of the week. Now, for those of you who are in Delta State, Asaba, who are always wondering, look, I have an electric vehicle. Where do I get to charge it? There's no port for me to charge. Well, officially, one has actually been
launched.
There's
one in Summit Road.
Yes, there's one in Summit Road. And amazingly, I am, that's my state. Delta State is my state.
Oh, I served in Delta State.
Oh, you did?
Yes, I was in Ebu.
Ebu?
After Ela,
Okay. Oh, yes. Oh, wow. You did the entire 1 year there.
Yes.
So you are part of the people that enjoy the noise.
So in case if I need to go for a political office, I served. My witness.
Okay, so that's the good news. So for those of you ever wondering that, so if I take my electric vehicle now to Delta State, will I see a place to charge it? So officially, there's one now in Summit Road.
Yes.
So I said I was going to ask you if you come.
Okay.
Let's just look away from this, initiative for a bit.
Okay.
With this news now that we saw during the course of the week, having a power station to charge electric vehicles in Delta State, are we looking at having more around the 36 states? Does that mean that Nigeria is gradually switching to electric vehicles?
Between now and the next 1 week, you have some in some other states, at least within the Southwest, you still see like 2-3 major public stations launch very soon that we're working with some other partners to work with.
Now, Lanre, we have several, or should I say 2 or 3, automobile manufacturers in Nigeria. I'm not going to mention your name.
Yes.
What would be your message to them if you had the opportunity to see to one of them? Are you going to encourage them to switch from diesel or from gas to electric and let them produce more into the society?
So technically, most of the automobile manufacturers in Nigeria, as we speak, most of them, if not at least 80% of them, already have the electric mobility pipeline. Go and check them, even from the one in Anambra or the east side, the ones in Lagos, they all have something. They are doing something in the line of, because you see, you can't deafen yourself that, you can't just keep your head under this, bury your head on that side and say this is not happening. Electric mobility is here and everybody's coming to that reality that is here to stay. But how fast it would spread is what people are trying to understand. So, okay, is this what the gambling? I've spoken to a couple of them, and technically I spoke to one of them and they were like, that particular entity was not ready to invest so much in infrastructure because they are still trying to make sure that the business even makes sense selling the electric vehicles so that they won't have to tie down. So I think they shared responsibilities, distributed opportunities, and let everybody just pick different sides of it, and it all comes back to form the same beautiful coin later on. All right, so 09136000410.
While we were looking at the good news in Delta State, having a port to charge your electric vehicles. The message came in here. This one says, good afternoon. My name is David from Ladikbo. I have a quick question for the gentleman in the studio. This federal government initiative of 5,000 young youths in Nigeria to train them about meter. I have applied for meter for several years now. Until now, I've not gotten it.
Don't worry. So, now there are more people coming, so you get it fast.
All right, so let's take this call. Hello, good afternoon.
Odogu Bilibili.
I greet you specially, sir. Good afternoon, sir.
Baba Ogorosho from Alimasha local government. Alimosho local government.
Okay, yes, sir.
Baba Ogorosho. Baba Ogorosho. I beg Odogu Bilibili. How can the public differentiate this government people, this government setup from the fake ones that will come and parade themselves? How can the public?
Yes,
we know Nigerian way of life. Nigerian way of life. But no, some you have fake ones now that will be duping public.
So I don't think
that will jeopardize all this process.
Okay.
How can public differentiate these people from the fake ones that will come and parade themselves?
Okay.
God bless you, Bilibili. God bless you.
All right, thank you very much, sir. Lanre, over to you.
He didn't say God will bless me. No.
God will bless you too.
All right, just a lighter note. So from what I can deduce, I don't think that these 5,000 people will be coming directly to customers, in my opinion. I think they will be assigned to companies that already have the contract for the installation. So when they are coming to you, they might not be carrying government ID card, graduates of government meter training program. They will most likely be absorbed. That's why they say they will link them up to opportunities, right? So they link them up to companies that already have that contract to install those meters for the meter production companies and the discos. So they will just come in the name of whichever company they are assigned to. I don't think it will be I don't think there will be a direct interface with customers.
So this is something that we shouldn't worry about?
I don't think it will be a concern. Although, you see, you can't know how Nigerians will spin this thing. A couple of people can start wearing some reflective jacket and saying that we are here to install meter, pay us this money, We are the part of the 5,000 agencies. So it's tricky. You can't know the direction this thing will come. So we should just be extra vigilant and query everything we see.
All right, so we just have 5 minutes on the clock left before we say our goodbyes on the show. I still just want to ask real quick this question, Lanre. Should we, what other reforms should accompany the programs, like this? What should other reforms should accompany the initiatives like this?
So, what's the use of sharing meter with dark blackouts?
So that means the initiative we're creating now should not be what we should look at,
No, it's part of it. Like,
you are sounding like we should not look at that. We should probably think of another idea.
So there's the power shortage, right? There's energy shortage, and this actually also there to improve the distribution and get revenue. And when revenue comes in, we hope the revenue will be reinvested into the growth and development of the ecosystem. So, but there should be the power before we start metering and seeing if more meters are installed. All right,
0913-6000410. 0913-6000410. So there's a message that just came in now, and I'm laughing.
I thought you were laughing because of she.
No, I'm not interested in she. So there's a message that came in. It says, good afternoon, my name is Blessing from Mendy. I have a solar panel. Should I be interested in this new initiative or not?
The meter is not for you. It's not for solar installation. The metering is for the
I think she's asking, maybe she doesn't want to have anything to do with the federal government's light. She just wants to have the alternative light throughout her life.
And that costs a lot of money, right? And to be factual, right?
She might have the money.
If she has the money, it's PC. It's a different way when I was telling somebody that I discovered that you sleep better when you are sleeping with a constant, maybe solar or grid power, compared to when you're sleeping with generator. You see, if you're someone like me, and you know that for every minute that generator is on, the diesel or petrol is going, my sleep cannot go. There's a realm it stops because you are targeting that maybe I'll run generator to how many people can afford to just blast generator overnight? And
people did where they do.
Okay, I greet them.
My other neighbor.
You miss your neighbors. apart from those few people, the mind is not usually at rest. But if you can get a properly stable power source, then it's a beautiful one.
All right. So we just have 1 more minute, and I would like to say this. Is this a step towards building a smarter, more efficient electricity sector?
Yes.
In Nigeria?
Pure yes, if done properly. Yes. So that's my take on it. It's a beautiful innovation initiative, but we just hope that it's done properly and done well. Yeah.
All right. So real quick, this is Talking Wild, proudly brought to you by Rivercube Energies. And just in case you're interested, in the conversation, and you still want to ask Larry questions, you can reach them on 0916-8629-621 or 0913-9686-844, or you can send them an email at info@rivercubeenergies.com, or you can visit their office, to check whether they have meters or not, at number 12 Ajisafe Street, GRA, Ikeja, Lagos. Now, Larry, real quick, let's take your parting shot. On the program, we have looked at the initiative, we've understood what the initiatives are. There's still a whole lot to actually ask. There's still a whole lot of questions. Are they up to 5,000? Are they less than 5,000? Are they even up to 10?
Okay. My parting shot
is, or would Nigerians even apply for this training?
Nigerians, if they apply, good. If they don't apply, but I know they will apply because opportunities are everywhere. People are looking for opportunities. But what my parting shot is this, and I keep saying it on the show: any source of energy, anything we do, either crawling, flying, running, let's just keep moving. Anything that can improve the energy sector, be it solar panel, be it petrol, be it diesel, be it grid, as long as energy is generated, we need to keep moving. Even if it's coal, let us generate energy in Nigeria. That's my parting shot.
All right. Thank you very much, Larry, for joining us on the show this afternoon. We'll be back same time next week, Thursday, for more updates. Maybe this time around, maybe Larry will come to the studio with a meter and show us how it's being installed. Until then, do well to stay safe. Enjoy the Thursday.